In 2008, Harvard Business School was celebrating its centennial, having been founded in 1908. And as part of the centennial celebrations, I worked on a research project with a colleague, David Garvin, on the status and how management education was in 2008. So it was a look back at business education in the United States and Europe largely at the time of the study, where it stood, what were the challenges it faced, how well it was doing, and in particular it was focused on trying to understand what should we at the Harvard Business School be doing differently as we think of business education over the next 20 years. That project resulted in a book that was published in 2010 titled Rethinking the MBA, Business Education at a Crossroads. I came back to India in 2011 to see what the implications of the research that I had done in the United States and Europe was in the Indian context. Working with the Indian Institute of Management at Ahmedabad and the Indian Institute of Management at Calcutta, we did a study to examine how business education was doing in India, how were employers reacting to the graduates that they were hiring, and how were schools thinking about business education as it existed in India. Interestingly, the findings in India were very similar to the findings in the United States and Europe. There were 3 or 4 major areas of weakness that were identified in the Indian study, and they related to the need for greater development of thinking skills, the concern that there was a large knowing-doing gap. That is, it is one thing for students to know about management practice, it's quite another for them to act, to get things done. And the third was on developing individuals as leaders and as managers in terms of students understanding the impact they have on others, how do they lead teams, and how do they get the best performance out of the people that they are leading. In short, there was some concern about the value added of the MBA degree in India, just as there was about the value added of the MBA degree in the United States.